Welcome to this Java tutorial by Johnson Mercy. I hope you enjoy it. Hello friends, welcome to my 7th Java tutorial. I'm Johnson Mercy. It's alright. Now it's time to go to the main thing, which is the submit button. You see how easy this is going to be. I know we've been waiting for this for a very long time to see how we're going to code the submit button. But you see how easy this is going to be because we've taken care of the database, housekeeping stuff, utility housekeeping stuff, and all the rest of the things here. Okay, now I'll just double click on the submit button to start the coding. Now it takes me to a place I'll start doing the coding. So what is the deal here? The deal is that once we click on submit, it takes the first name. So get the first name here, get this. Remember, date of birth, we succeeded in getting access and gaining access to the field inside. So it's just to get the field matter of to mean we've run the program now. Just click on this. We'll say this field dot get text. So to get the text and we'll submit it. Then the passport. Of course, you know that we've already programmed the passport in such a way that it get the passport and the name, then we'll transfer it to our database. So let's go into work. So here we say string name. All this name equals to first. I have something. Yeah, first name field get text. Do not forget to trim. Is pretty good. Okay, the trim, then string others equal to other, then field get text dot trim. Alright, so now the date says string DOB is equal to field. I can remember that's the name I gave it. Dot get text dot trim. What else do I need to get? Okay, now the pin. So I'll say string pin is equal to utility dot is that utility? Yes, of course it is. Dot get ID. So it gets the ID from this. Let me see. Find variable utility. Okay, I needed to import that. Okay, I've successfully done that. What something is up. I need this to look like a standard application, though it's not. Whenever we are assigning pin to the database, maybe you should start with something like, let me say, pn 1456, blah 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 blah, something like this. Looks very okay and a little bit mature. But how then can we achieve that? Why getting the pin, say this pn, that is, assign this, concatenate the pin you're returning to this. That is what it means. Okay, but then alright, but then there is one thing I want to talk about here. I had this experience. I once did this for a client, but then I experienced something. Whenever I insert the pin like this, the pin will contain the number it is returning with this. We expect it to go just like this, just like pn, then the numbers you want. But then, instead of going like that, sometimes it adds something like this by that's on its own without you having to do this. Sometimes it leaves it like this, which makes everything go a little bit wrong. So that would make us to kind of say um, use some condition to check out or to make sure that doesn't happen in our application. So that will make me do something like this. String main pin is equal to, of course, we know the advanced, or what do we call it? Yeah, the enhanced if else. That is the one that goes like this. That is what I'm going to use now. So I'll say if pin dot contains this, then replace what it contains. Replace this with an empty string, else return pin. This is very good. That is, if pin among the strings, check if it contains this. This returns true or false. The contain method inside the string class returns true or false. So if it contains this, it will return true. So when it returns true, here will execute. It will replace this with an empty string. Then if it doesn't contain it, that is the else part, will be executed. That is, it will return a pin like that. So this is the one I'm going to use. So we've successfully gotten the name, order name, date of birth, main pin. So what about the image? I can remember we made the image raw in a way that we can use it, and the class, so far it contains something, the class takes notice of it, then it can be returned with the content. But when we make it kind of an instance variable, if we use it inside another method, sometimes it discards what it has and it makes it look as if it's a fresh method. A fresh variable. So it contains something, and I made it static, and static is the class own variable. So wherever I use it in the class, it still goes with the variable. So I wouldn't bother about that. So now it's just to insert into my database. Now the first thing I need to do is, I wouldn't bother about connection or anything, because in the database class I've already done the connection stuff and everything. So if I just call on the insert into DB and pass all of this thing into it, remember it returns int, so I would have to accept what happened. Did it return 1 or 0? 1 means successful and 0 means unsuccessful. So I'll say int inserted is equal to database dot insert into DB. Okay. I think let me check how it goes here. Okay, the first one is the first name, orders, date of birth, pin, and byte. Okay, let me go back. I think here has to be the name, then orders, yes. Then what goes here is the main pin and not the pin. Then the row. Very, very much okay. Then I'll say if inserted is greater than or equal 1, then I'll still check for the else part of it. So the first one means It is okay. J option pane dot show message. Which one? J option pane. I didn't get it from here. J option pane dot show message. Okay. Show message dialog. This frame is the parent frame. Okay. Let's say record successfully inserted. Okay, so here let's give the kind of icon that comes out with the frame is an information message giving us information. So, and if that doesn't happen, show message dialog. We say record not successfully inserted. Then this is going to be an error message. Okay. J option pane dot arrow. That's the one we need here. Okay. Now I think we are done here with the insert. So you can see how easy it becomes when you have already done your housekeeping stuff, then and get ready to use them. It's alright. So let's launch our program and see what happens. Okay. Now, I forgot something. I forgot the fact. I'll end this program here. Okay, I forgot the fact that I'm supposed to validate the fields, and I created that in the utility class. I'm supposed to validate the field to say if the validation is true, then we can go ahead and insert. Okay, no problem, it's not too late. I can actually do that later. But let me make sure I'm not inserting anything bad here, anything empty. Let me view the fields. Johnson Mercy and date of birth here. Select the date. Select the picture here. Okay, so just click and submit. Oh, I think I've got a problem somewhere here. Okay, I think I've got a problem with the J option pane here. It's not telling me it inserted the value or not. And I can see some red things here. And clicking on this, one of the start trays in my class is reporting that I'm supposed to complete this, make it error message. Okay, but then the reason why it's doing this, I think maybe I've got an error in my program. But let me see. First of all, I'll fill the name again. See something. Record not successfully inserted. Let me know the reason why the record is not successfully inserted. Alright, I'm done with the with the debugging. The reason why it is so embarrassing, I didn't say it earlier. The reason why it couldn't insert my data into my database is that the name of the table is employees, and I said employees, which is not. I wrote employers, which is not the right thing. So before it was S like this, but that was the mistake. So I've corrected it here. And in the process of checking for the reason why it couldn't insert, I saw another thing. Here, in the populating of the random ID, it will never get anything so long this main pin has been set to null here. I actually did that in order to reset it, but I actually forgot that this would actually do the job for me because it is being done one at a time. So I'll just remove this, and whenever I call on this again, this will be done. It will refresh the formal value it has before printing another one. So I did it in the wrong place. I actually had refreshing it in mind, but I did it in the wrong place because before returning this, it should return something here. It has something actually, but if this main pin is being set to null here, it will return nothing. So that is what it means. So I removed it because I don't need it anymore. The refreshing will be done here because the ID is being generated one at a time. Okay, now let me run my program and see what happens. My database here, I have nothing inside of it yet, so everything is just empty here. So I'll bring this in. Okay, Jameson, Mercy, date of birth 17, any date comes out. Get my passport, picture. Okay, just submit. Record successfully inserted. Now let's check my database. If something is inserted. Oh yes, something has been inserted into my database. Okay. Now this is the first name, other name, date of birth, and this is the most important thing, which is the PIN and the passport. Of course we can see the passport just like a picture because it's a binary file. Okay, that is pretty good, and it gives joy. More especially whenever you build your work and you see that it's working perfectly. So I just wish after learning this and doing years and it works out for you, you'll be as joyous as ever. Okay, so in the next tutorial, I would have to do some more work here just to tidy up things. Like if we submit a form, it should get the employee ID and insert it here automatically. Then whenever we launch our program, it should get the employee ID automatically. Then whenever we submit again, it should still come in there automatically. So in the next tutorial we'll do that, and thanks for watching and see you